Hi there and welcome to this song tutorial. Today we're going to take a look at Metallica's hit from 2000, I Disappear. And as it's always the case with my videos, you can download a very detailed step-by-step guide as a PDF for free if you click on the link in the video description or the first pinned comment. I Disappear is basically an anti-Master of Puppets, a very simple song that even guitarists who haven't been playing very long can learn. Especially for beginners, there are some pretty interesting power chord progressions, and you can experiment a little with the crybaby or the wah pedal. First of all, you should know that this song, like almost all Metallica songs from this creative period, is played in E-flat tuning, meaning you have to tune your guitar down a half step. So you tune down to E-flat, A-flat or G-sharp, D-flat or C-sharp, F-sharp or G-flat, B-flat, and finally again to E-flat. The first 8 bars of the intro are played only by Kirk Hammett, and that's where you can already try out a crybaby or wah pedal. I'll show it to you first without the pedal. You need to play the E power chord, and then you'll do a whole step bend at the 9th fret on the G string, which later gets bent while pressing down with your foot on the crybaby at the same time. You repeat that for 8 bars. Here in the second camera angle you can see my foot, and I'll show you exactly when to move the crybaby. When you hit the E chord, press down the crybaby, and when you go into the bend, that's when you move it. Here's both movements simultaneously. You should practice this motion sequence for a while because it's not so easy to pull upwards with your hand while simultaneously pressing down with your foot. It takes coordination at first, and also be sure to avoid any unwanted noise between the chord and the bend. That means muting the strings with the palm of your hand. After 8 bars, James Hetfielt joins in and plays the following part. You start on the 4 and play an E power chord, then do a half step bend at the 7th fret on the A and E strings. Play an A power chord, and then everything starts again from the beginning. In the tablature, you can see both guitars stacked, so you'll know exactly when to come in and what the other guitar is playing. Here again is the main riff, played by James Hetfielt. That also plays for 8 bars, and then comes a short break, and both guitars play this riff together. With the G power chord, we move into the verse. Make sure not to let any interruptions happen, not like this. But everything should sound very connected and flowing. You play the power chord, and then as you move up with your index finger to do the bend, the E string must continue to ring out. Also after the bend, the A power chord should not be interrupted. Both hands must be perfectly synchronized so that everything sounds smooth. Now here's the first verse for you. After those simple E and G power chords, you then play the following run. Here the guitars are harmonized. That means both guitars are playing the same thing together. First G, then F sharp, A, B, G, E, A, B, and then you're back in the verse. After the first verse, you go from this power chord part back into the main riff, where one guitar plays this part and the other now just plays E power chords. In the tablature, you can once again see both guitars stacked. You come in from here, and guitar 1. Then comes verse 2, which starts the same way as verse 1. Using the same power chords. But in the second run through, there are some cool variations. First, you come in from here and play a pick slide or pick scrape between the E and A strings on the right side after playing your E power chord. One forward, one backward, and then forward again. Check the tab for that. Then again, that same run. And then there's a faint slide into the 12th fret in addition to the power chord verse riff. So you play that and move into the chorus. In the chorus, you only hear Kirk Hammett's guitar. First, you hit the open E string. It keeps ringing out, and then you play some harmonics at the 5th and 7th frets. So you come in like this. As soon as you start playing those harmonics, mute the E string with the palm of your right hand. Here's the chorus played slowly for you. And from there, we return to the riff you already know from the intro. To move into the third verse. This one is the same as the first two verses at first, so... But in the second part, there are some variations again, especially some really nice dead notes, very funky. So you play this. And then again this variation. To transition into the next chorus. This time the chorus is twice as long as the first one and includes a variation. At first you play the same harmonics as before. But in the second and third time around, you hit a 12th fret harmonic on the high E string, and at the fourth time again, because from here we go back to the main riff, which you can now see again for both guitars. Guitar 1 and guitar 2. And then comes the solo. During the solo, James Hetfield's rhythm guitar again plays the same riff from the intro, so... And Kirk Hammett plays the following solo. Here it is very slowly for you. Make sure to play the E7 sharp 9 quote-unquote Hendrix chord 3 times muted and then once letting it ring out. So once again, very, very slowly. After the solo, there's a new riff, but it's not very hard. You play the open E string, then a half-step bend from the 5th to the 6th fret, and then the G power chord. On the 4th repetition, you play a chromatic power chord run, G, F sharp, F, and then E5. After one full round of this riff, and again you can see both guitars here, Kirk Hammett's lead guitar plays a variation of the riff from the beginning, while guitar 2 is still playing. Guitar 1 just plays this again. From here we go into the final chorus. And as an outro, you play the same riff you already know from the intro, here again shown for both guitars. And with that, you've reached the end. And that's it for this tutorial. I hope that you had fun and that you'll be able to play this song in no time. Did you enjoy this video? Then please leave a comment and a like, and also subscribe to my channel, and then I'll see you in the next video.